welcome to JK Games, a gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that you don't.
And whether you play on easy mode or you like a good challenge, this is a show where we will try to level up your gaming knowledge. That is so weird doing that on my own, but this is one of your hosts, Kayla, introing you to episode 125 of JK Games, where we are joined by our friends in the podcasting world, Cayman and Patrick. They run a podcast called Spotlight Games Podcast, where we are actually a guest on their show this week, and that's what you're going to be listening to today. We encourage you to check out their podcast, their Instagram, and all of their things, which they will plug later. But we were thankful to be able to have the opportunity to get on their show, and that is where we talk about loads of different fun things. We talk about the latest gaming news. We go back in year increments and talk about our favorite games from each year, which is super cool. That's like a trend going around on Twitter right now. We talk about the new Mario Kart tracks. We talk about all kinds of stuff, what we've been playing, what they've been playing, and then we actually, little teaser for later, we actually do the cauldron question that we have all of our guests do on our show. We actually answer that on their show, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. And that question, if you're not familiar, is what 5 items would you put into the cauldron to summon Kayla and to summon Jerica? So you'll have to stay tuned for that one, but we appreciate you guys. We hope you really enjoy this episode. Sorry for this kind of weird intro and it just being me. Jerica's living it up on vacation, and we just wanted to get some content out for you guys and make sure that you guys listen to this episode with them. And we'll catch you on the next flippity flop. Don't stop. Here we go. JK Games and Spotlight Games.
Hello and welcome to episode 45 of the Spotlight Games podcast. Today we're going to be talking about our favorite games of years past, MultiVersus, Mario Kart's potential future courses, and the rest of this week's news. And we're doing that all with our friends from the JK Games podcast. I'm your host, Patrick. Joining me as always to my right is my sweet dumpster boy, my co-host, Cayman Darty. Cayman, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, Patrick. How are you?
I'm just fine, but I want to know how our guests are. Jerica, you're below me, so I will start with you. Jerica, how are you? Thank you for joining us today.
I'm doing fantastic. I have a Gatorade Zero.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, me neither. I just recently discovered because I need electrolytes apparently
With 0 calories.
With 0 calories. So I think this might do the trick.
There you go.
I don't know. It's easy to get dehydrated.
In today's economy?
Yeah.
You're telling me.
Today's economy!
Kayla, how are you?
Hey.
Thank you for joining the show.
You are welcome. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I'm doing great. I don't have electrolytes, but I do have wine. So
Fantastic. What are we
what's
drinking?
better
Is it
than
a dry?
electrolytes?
Is it a sweet? Is it a red? Is it a white?
I don't know specifics, but it is red.
Okay.
And that is
I don't
my
know shit about wine.
choice.
I don't drink wine. I'm putting on the facade that I do. What do we call it? A sommelier?
Sommelier.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Not me at all.
Me neither.
Not me. Well, let's jump into some housekeeping because we have a lot of video games stuff to talk about, because this is the Spotlight Games podcast where each week we spotlight the latest and the greatest in the world of video games. You can get it by subscribing to our YouTube channel, or you can search for Spotlight Games in your favorite podcast app. And hey, if you want to be on the show by tuning in as we record live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/Spotlight Games Pod. Be sure to follow us there so that you get a little notification when we go live. Cayman, we have a new episode out of Save Trash Cinema. Tell the sweet folks at home what we talked about. Fill them in.
Oh, yeah. So on this week's episode of Save Trash Cinema, the podcast where exploitation and exploration comes together, we have the director, the creator, the everythinger from the Cockface Killer series, Jason Mathern.
Look at Jerica's face.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we got good old Jason, and we talk all things about the Cockface Killer, and we get some answers. And let me tell you, none of the answers are the ones you want to hear.
Yeah,
but the ones that you need to hear.
I wasn't on this episode. I still don't understand what a cockface killer is. Frankly, I'm scared to learn when I listen.
I'll give you a little teaser. What he explains it as when I asked him to pitch it, I was like, just tell okay, pitch it to someone. Say if you met a random stranger on the street, how would you pitch Cockface Killer? And he said, Well, first I wouldn't, because that's a conversation no one wants to have. And then he said, but if I guess I had to, I would say it's kind of like a slasher, but also fuck you. And I was like, hell yeah, that's all I need to know. So go check out that episode. It's live right now, and it's really fascinating. You get to hear like some more interesting insights about like distribution of film and how distribution companies can censor your movies without you realizing it.
Well,
so
when your
check
movie's
that
called
out. It's-
Cockface Killer, I think
Pretty
you're kind of
advertises
asking for
itself.
it in certain markets.
It's very interesting. I know it's a great
yeah.
interview. I really think people are going to enjoy it.
That's awesome. We're joined by a couple friends in the chat. We got Terry. Howdy, friends. Howdy, Terry. We got John. Hi, John. How we doing? Is that an eggplant? You naughty boy. Let's jump in. Let's start the show as we always start our shows. Now that we got the housekeeping out of the way, our house has been kept, as it were. So let's start with what we've been playing. I want to go to our guests. Kayla, let's start with you. What have you been playing this week?
Well, okay. So I've been playing a couple of things this week. So
Timeout, actually. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't really introduce you guys much other than your names. So actually before you
We don't need
before
much of
you-
an introduction. We
I-
really
We're
don't,
here.
you
I
know.
kindly disagree. Before you say what you've been playing, tell us a little bit about yourself and JK Games.
Yeah, so my name is Kayla. I'm one half of our JK Games podcast. So me and Jerica have been friends for a while, and we spend a lot of time talking about podcasts, just like amongst ourselves. And we're like, we could totally just like put this out in the public and talk about it online. So that's what we did. We started JK Games podcast. I mean, dang, almost, I think a little bit over 3 years now, which is crazy to think about. But we talk about games, we talk about shows and movies and like random things, honestly, just like whatever's on our mind. But we try to do it in terms that are accessible for everyone. So like you can be the like day one, never like owned a console, just bought your first thing, entry level gamer, or you can be like top tier. I don't know if you would want to listen to us if you were top tier, but like the goal is to be a range for everyone, no matter your knowledge base. So that's kind of who we are over at JK Games. We are on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all that fun stuff. We do live shows. We try to do bi-weekly. Our schedule is not super regular, but that's just how we roll. If you turn on notifications, we usually post in advance before we go live, though. We try to have our episodes up on Mondays. So
cool.
That's a little bit about us.
You forgot to mention, like, occasionally we might get a tick on us, and we have to, you know, sort of share with the viewers like our hate for ticks.
Oh no!
Yeah.
got-
Oh my!
who got
Jerica has
sick?
a fear. Jerica has a really intense fear.
Huge fear of ticks, and I've actually have never had a tick on me until this year. And it was at work where we're not around any kind of like grass or trees or anything like that. And funny enough, Kayla also had a tick on her from the same place in the same week.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it's definitely not a coincidence.
I think this is
trying to kill us.
corporate. Like someone's coming. Your competitors are trying to take you down via text. I think
They really are.
Something's happening.
Honestly.
So
Lyme disease.
Yeah, this is random.
nation's
Just-
number one killer.
Just a snippet of the craziness that is one of our, like, this is a complete tangent, but one of our episodes that has the most like reach is one where I talk about like a cowboy church that I went to. I think we talked about this on our podcast.
yeah, that's right. I still haven't listened to that episode. I need to.
Well, so yeah, our backlog is interesting for sure. But yeah, we really appreciate having you guys have us on here, and we had you guys on a couple weeks ago, and that was awesome. So
yeah, thanks for coming. So what have you been playing, Kayla?
Okay, so I have a couple things. I try to play, now this is just how my brain works. I try to play like one game at a time on each console that I have.
Okay.
So on my Switch right now, I'll just start like console by console. On my Switch right now, I'm playing this game called Death and Taxes. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it because I listened to your episode today, but that's the only time I had heard of it.
So essentially it is it's a turn-based, I guess, kind of, it's day-by-day basis. Like you go to sleep and you start again, and that's kind of how the pacing goes. But essentially you're hired on, and it's very like corporate America kind of styled, where you sit at a desk and you have like all your things, and you are a Grim Reaper that has just got hired. And you have like your like boss who's like the head Grim Reaper who tells you at the beginning of your day, hey, you have to choose 3 people to die. It's very morbid, but it's in a cutesy way though. Like the art's really cute and it's kind of like just cheeky. And so they'll be like, you have 3 people that you need to die out of these like 6 people, and you get to decide like who lives and who dies. And so I don't know, I just thought it was really interesting. It was on sale. I always browse the Nintendo eShop and just see like what kind of fun things are on sale. I'm always playing Stardew Valley as well on my Switch.
A question about Death and Taxes. Is it in any way, shape, or form like the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? The old Cartoon Network show.
It's not, but it looks kind of like that art style.
Love it.
I would say.
Cool.
Love that show though. But yeah, it's an indie game. It's pretty short. It's like 28 like game days, and it says that your choices have consequences. I haven't seen that yet. Like what happens with that? But I love any kind of game that has like a butterfly effect kind of situation. Which segueing into what I'm playing on my PC currently. I'm playing the first Life is Strange remastered.
Nice. Cool.
Jerica has been on me trying to get me to play this game, and I'm on episode 4.
Okay.
So I have one more chapter left because it's an episodic game, which of course now it's all released, so I don't have to wait, which is cool. I can't imagine some of those endings like having
the
to
climax is in sight. I remember. Jerica, did you play that as it came out?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
It was painful.
The months between each episode was like, come on.
But no, I'm really enjoying it. I actually played my first Life is Strange game was Life is Strange True Colors, which came out a couple of years ago. Last year.
Mm-hmm.
No, last year, yeah. And I loved it. I was like, wow, I love this style of game. And Jerica was like, play the first one, which the remasters were coming soon. So the remasters just came out earlier this year.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I figured I might as well wait for when they're a little bit like, better quality. Which is still not the best quality wise, but I don't really care. I'm in it for the story and the results. So I'm really enjoying that. I have 1 episode left. And then my PlayStation, I'm on the last chapter of Stray. And I know you guys talked about Stray in your last episode. I didn't finish it because I didn't want to spoil myself.
Sure. Yeah. We got a little spoilery.
Yeah. So we actually, our last episode was it was technically a first impressions, but more like a spoiler-free review because Jerica and our guest last week, Shannon, talked about like their full experience in a spoiler-free way. But yeah, I'm almost done with that. So that's basically a wrap up, I believe. Oh, I saw that we're going to talk a little bit about later the new Mario Kart tracks. I played those as well.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I'll talk about that later.
Cool.
Too. But that's all for me.
Awesome. Jerica, how about yourself?
Well, luckily, this will probably be a little short. I haven't played a lot of games this week. Been a little busy, but I did manage to squeeze in some time with 2 things. Not a whole lot of time, but I had an itch to get back to some kind of sort of like Uncharted, but I'm like, I played Uncharted. I don't want to play it again, but I want that adventure, open, puzzly game experience. I had an itch.
Gotta scratch it.
And I figured out a way to scratch it. And that was, I played the first Tomb Raider, like the newer ones from Square. And I played the first one. I started the second one, just never, I don't know. I just never picked it up and finished it. So I'm playing the third one, which is, I think, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was free, I think, for PlayStation Plus people a while back. And so far it's pretty good. Lara Croft is sort of a selfish lady right now. I was like, when did she get this selfish? Did I miss something? I didn't play the second one, so maybe I missed that. And I was like, Jesus, she's really obsessed. She didn't want to save this town that was drowning. She's like, I got to get to the next artifact.
Hey, she's a busy lady.
Another club.
Yeah.
Blackout. Next base.
But that game came out maybe, I think it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was kind of recent.
It was kind of recent.
The term is called Boss Girl. That's Lara
Yes.
Croft. She's Boss Girl right now.
Wow.
Very focused on her work. I'm
Pantsuit
impressed.
Mafia.
Her craft, if you will.
Oh, Kayla,
Her
Dave. But yeah, I picked that up. It was fun. I'll continue playing it because the story's interesting enough, and I just want to see like where she gets into trouble because she's definitely going down a slippery slope right now.
Sure. She loves a slippery slope.
She does. And then rebar that didn't
Oh,
change.
God.
Found a lot of rebar sliding around.
Yeah.
And then I'm still trying. I have decided to keep my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
I'm going on a trip, so makes sense that I'm keeping it and keeping enough space. I bought the smaller storage option, so I had to get a little SD card to expand it a little bit. But I got God of War on there, so I'm just like, I may
Nice.
play God of War this way because I'm wanting to replay it before
Yeah.
the next one comes out. So I've been playing that. Runs pretty well. I looked up some guides online to like tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
always
put
say
some
I'm hacking.
emulators on there.
Yeah,
Jailbreak
I'm trying
it.
to hack it, you
Good.
know,
Jailbreak it.
which failed the first time, so I had to restart.
Mm.
So I haven't successfully put any ROMs on there.
Sure.
But I did tweak some settings. I don't know what I did, but it helped with the frame rate a little bit because that was
cool.
the first thing. Like, because like my eyes are spoiled now with the PS5 and the PC.
My
and all
eyes are spoiled.
the frame rates that I see there are just amazing. So immediately I was like, ooh.
What kind of frame rates is it getting? Like 30?
60 actually. Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know when I first
my
played it, I
PC?
was like, it was definitely not that. But it's literally a portable PC. So you have
Yeah.
to go in there and like still adjust like the game settings for this little portable PC. So I turned down like some graphics and it helped out a lot.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed that you're deciding to keep it, because on this show I was going to be like, I will buy it from you.
And I
But-
feel like, yeah, it worked out because I really want to play. I'm saving enough space for Cult of the Lamb, which is my
Yes.
most
Yeah.
anticipated game this year so far.
Comes
Even
out Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going
Yes.
to download that and play that while I'm on vacation. So Yeah.
Cayman, what is this look on your face? You look so befumbled.
meow,
I'm
meow,
sorry. We
Oh,
have a
no.
person in the chat who's talking shit right now.
Oh no, talk shit, get shot.
You know,
Whoa.
Hey, John, I just want to point out that behind me, I'm sorry, those aren't books because I can't read.
That
These
is
are movies,
true.
baby.
That is true.
These are
He
movies.
is
Oh, snap.
famously unable to read.
I am a fart face, so that's fine too.
Wow. Wow. Stinky.
Slander in the chat.
I mean, Dumpster Boy, I think is only natural that you might have some farts lingering around you.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole place smells like farts. now.
Well, speaking of our stinky dumpster boy, Cayman, what have you been playing?
So that's an interesting question. What I said last episode is I was going to have a full review of Live Alive on this episode. Guess what I don't have? And that's a full review of Live Alive.
Me.
Sydney had to go up to Ohio to take care of some family business. So I sent the Switch with her and said, you take it. It's okay. But that has opened me up for a couple new things. One of those, well, it's not really new things, but guess what just came to
Beauty.
Evil Dead? Castle Kandar map just showed up
Oh,
in
cool.
Evil Dead. Let me tell you, fucking incredible. So if you haven't
That's
played
cool.
Evil Dead, they've got a new map now, and it's awesome.
Ooh.
And there's some new costumes and new weapons, and it's really cool. But the other game I've been playing, I've been playing Dead by Daylight.
Ooh.
Ooh.
With two friends of the show, Liz McLean and our old friend Benny Boy. So I've been playing Dead by Daylight late at night with them when I finally have a little bit of time. While I'm like half incapacitated, ready for bed. But getting on. Guess what? Fun fact: fucking awful at that game. Like,
Me too.
it just-
Me too.
I like play a game. Have you ever just like got into a game and you're like, man, I really suck at this
Yeah,
game.
That
That
one.
is me.
Oh,
That is
yeah,
me
all
in
the
this
time.
game. There's like, it was like I went on a stretch with Bennett one time where we played like probably 100 hours of Rocket League over the course of like 2 months.
Oh my god,
And
I'm so bad at it.
Was like we got up to platinum tier, like platinum
Wow.
tier 2, I think, in Rocket League, which is kind of like mid ground where like you can say like I'm good, but I'm not like good, But like
Yeah.
you felt good. This is a situation where I'm like every match, I'm like, man, I fucking suck. So, but I gotta say, I'm hashtag blessed to have two people who are better than me at the game that can backpack my ass through it every match because, it's a painful experience
you're
inside
hashtag
the Darty
blessed.
household right now. So that's what I've been up to, which is, suppose It's better than nothing.
Did I see that they are coming out with Resident Evil characters in Dead by Daylight?
They do already. You can play.
Oh, they do?
So
Okay.
yeah. So right now you can play as Leon. You can play as Leon, and you can play as Jill Valentine or Claire. No, you can play as Claire. I know Liz is in the chat somewhere, and she's like, "You fucking idiot! I know all of these things." Wesker is going to be a new villain, and I think they just announced his release date today. I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong on that.
That's what I was. That's what
he's coming to the game. So yeah, so there's a bunch, but you got like characters from Silent Hill. I play as Ash versus the Evil Dead. So I'm literally just combining both games I've been playing into like one experience because I'm like, I might not be able to attack in this game, but at least I can still play as the same character.
Right.
I've never played it. Is it like Evil Dead and all those other ones?
So
where it's like
there's no combat there's no combat if you're a survivor. But if you're the villain, the monster, yes, there is. You beat people up and it's very complicated. It's a game that you wouldn't think would be as complicated as it is. And then every time I'm in a match, they're all saying words that I have no clue what it means. They're like, Cayman, go get that totem. I'm like, what? What does that even mean? They're like, Cayman, what are you sacrificing for? What offering are you bringing? I'm like, I don't know. My body? Like, I don't. What do you want of me?
Yep.
Like, what do you want of me? I don't know what these people want from me, but I do pour at all of it. So
when you're a survivor, do you just play Destiny's Child, I'm a Survivor in the background while you're playing?
You know, I would, but you have to turn the volume up really loud because like this big mechanic in the game is being able to hear. And so not as good. Now, Evil Dead, you can just turn the fucking music off entirely and you can blast whatever
you want.
Taylor Swift album you want.
Songs like Survivor by Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat what you've been playing. I've been playing, because John just mentioned, I've been playing MultiVersus, which if you listen to the show, you know that I'm not normally a multiplayer boy, I never really played Smash, but something about this game, man, I'm kind of hooked on this game. It's really fun, but yeah, I still haven't, as John mentions, not because I have a social life. I don't have much of that. I just haven't played yet with you, but we need to. But it's a lot of fun. Has anyone else here played MultiVersus at all?
No, I have not, but a lot of our friends have played it, and my husband is super into it as well. Yeah. So I asked him before coming on, like, because I saw that you wanted to talk about like what games, what people we want to introduce, and he had a lot of cool people that he wanted.
Yeah, definitely one of our topics today is there's a leaked character list potentially, so I want to talk about, and it is batshit, but it's fun. However, so I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I decided to buy the like founders pack or whatever, which is like $40, and with that it gives you 15 character tokens. So since it's free to play, you only get 4 to start with, and apparently the 4 are gonna like change up every now and then. But right now it's Finn from Adventure Time, it's Superman, it's Garnet from Steven Universe, and it's John. Help me out. I can't think of the 4th one right now off the top of my head.
Johnny Bravo.
Not
Batman.
Johnny Bravo. It's not Batman. No, I'm surprised Batman's not a free one. You have to pay for Batman. The 4th one is not. It's a character that I've not really been using.
Take all your money.
But it gives you 15 tokens. So you can unlock. If you want to unlock all of them, you can. Or if you want to save them for future characters, you can as well. Which that's kind of more so what I'm doing. But this weird thing happened. So I've been playing online and having fun with it. And then I buy the founders pack, and all of a sudden now it only puts me against people that are like level 15 and above. Even if I'm trying out a new character, like I unlock Arya from Game of Thrones, and now I'm playing against like level 15 people. I'm like, I've never played as Arya. How? So like I pay $40, and now this game is like really not fun to me. Like over the last day and a half, because like it keeps putting me against really hard people. So what I don't understand is it just putting me against the tough people because the players are already dropping and those are just the only ones left? Or now that I've paid money, they're like, oh, you must be good. I don't know.
Maybe. That's a good point. Kind
of annoying.
You'd be like that guy who spent like $100,000 on the Diablo mobile game, and now he
Yeah.
can no longer find people to play against because his characters are too high of level.
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking kick in the nuts, man.
Should have thought of that when you spent that kind of money.
Jeez.
John, Wonder Woman is the final one. Thank you. John. Yeah, I haven't played as Wonder Woman yet. That's why I couldn't remember. But and then also, which we'll talk a little bit about later, similar to Kayla, I'm like way back in on Mario Kart 8. Actually, John, that's the reason I've not been having a social life. I was like, oh, I'm really having fun with MultiVersus, but now I'm re-obsessed with Mario Kart 8. So, John, okay, so John noticed the same thing. Difficulty ramped up after the first few days. So maybe that's just like a thing. But I was having so much fun because I'm not good at fighting games.
I'm not either.
And I was having some fun. Like I was kind of winning sometimes, but now I like cannot win to save my life. So. Why don't we jump into the news? We have a few stories to talk about before we get to our big topic of the show. So let's start out with our first. This one is a little bit of a quick one, but we've talked about Beyond Good and Evil the last couple weeks. So I figured let's come back to Beyond Good and Evil one more time because Casey David Muir-Taylor from IGN is reporting apparently they finally found their lead writer, which is a little odd. So Casey David writes, it's been several years since Beyond Good and Evil 2 was officially announced. After a lack of news for quite some time, there's finally a new development for the long-awaited game. They've hired their lead writer. In a tweet yesterday, Sarah Arellano announced that she was joining as the game's lead writer. Arellano previously worked as narrative designer for Blizzard on World of Warcraft and at Volition, the studio responsible for a game called Saints Row. Beyond Good and Evil 2 was officially announced in 2017 at E3. The game will serve as a prequel to the original game with promises of being able to explore alone or with friends in its massive and ambitious world. So I'm confused because this game has been in development since 2017, or before that, because they unveiled it at E3 in 2017. But they just got a lead writer. So what, like, does anyone have any ideas about what is happening with this game? Because I'm
anything,
confused.
it's just got it definitely got paused somewhere down the road. I just don't know where, because they showed that like prototype like gameplay of it like a year later. I remember that, and I was like, okay, they're making progress. Look at this. But yeah, like at some point, there's where to go. I don't know.
It's so odd because what we talked about last week, Tom Henderson was like, oh, I've played it. And like, it's in beta test, but it's like, okay, so you've played it. It's in beta test, but they don't even have a lead writer as of when you tweeted that, but now they do. So I don't know. I'm a little sus to use a new term. Cayman, please.
Okay. So I have a theory.
Okay. Hit us.
I have a theory that Tom Henderson had this tweet drafted in lieu being like, I'm going to drop this on April Fool's Day. But then he got word that Trump was going to be raided. And therefore the likelihood that we live until April Fool's Day is very slim now. So he was like, fuck it. This is it. This is my time to shine. I got to get this tweet out in the world now. Sure. We won't make it till April. So here you guys go. Fuck you. That's the whole tweet. That was end, and that's what he did. And you know what, Tom? I gotta say, I like it.
Respect,
you got moxie. You got moxie now. But you are also a bull-faced liar. There is no playable version of this game. I just don't believe it.
And like, I love did anybody play the original Beyond Good and Evil 2? Or Beyond Good and Evil 1?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it because I was a little bit younger when it was a thing. So I never finished it. It was fun. While what I remember, it was pretty fun, and I was always wanting to like revisit it. I'm like, oh, nice. And then the trailer was pretty kick-ass, and
it probably doesn't hold up as much today, I would think. But I remember playing it shortly after it came out back then on GameCube, and I remember loving it then. But so like, I'm interested in a new one, but I don't know. Seems a little fishy, a little sus. Something that's not sus, according to reviews, is 2 Point Campus. And we have a 2 Point expert on the show today, so definitely want to hear Kayla's thoughts. But we have a little reviews roundup. I have one from IGN, one from Nintendo Life. It's getting very good reviews. So Liana Hafer, if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize, Liana. 8 out of 10 from IGN. When it comes right down to it, 2 Point Campus is a deep and rewarding management game. And what matters most here, I'm trying to do two things at once. Patrick, what are you doing? And what matters most here, growing my college, hiring and training faculty, adding new courses, spiffing up my dorms, and watching my grades and profits soar in the sandbox mode is addicting enough that I could keep at it for dozens of hours more, even after having put in almost 40 hours for this review. The art style and quirky humor don't really do it for me most of the time, but they're usually not actively obnoxious. And eventually I sort of just tune them out. At the end of the semester, I'd pass 2 Point Campus with a solid B+. A little collegiate humor there from Liana. So
Cute.
for the sake of time, I'm just going to say Nintendo Life gave it a 9 out of 10. They were very pleased. But Kayla, you had mentioned today on Twitter that you loved their previous game, 2 Point Hospital.
Mhm.
So where's your head at? Is this a game that you want to play? Tell us a little bit about the 2 Point games.
Yeah, so I would definitely not call myself an expert, but
I
I
will.
have I have put a good amount of hours into 2 Point Hospital. I just like that previous review said, I think it is super quirky and like it's just very different. And I love when a game can like use that kind of humor but still rope you in and still like be something you can sink like hundreds of hours into if you choose to.
Sure.
I love this is definitely my type of game. I love a good sim game or a good like management style game, especially when it's something like not as common, like not just your standard like life sim, which is I still really enjoy that also. But like 2 Point Hospital, you are literally building like a hospital from the ground up and you manage not only like the interior of the hospital, but you're running things like detailed down into like treating people and like making sure you have doctors like doing the correct things for folks. And it's just, I just love their little animations. They're so cute when they do it as well. So I definitely think that it's different for the realm of like your average sim or management game, life management kind of like career sort of thing. So when I saw that they were coming out with a new game, 2 Point Campus, it's actually on, we do, our friends do like a fantasy league gaming situation. So like we pick games that we think are going to score well. I actually put it on my list because I was like, ooh, I think this is gonna do really well.
I think you're getting some decent points now.
Yeah. So yeah, this is something I'm very interested in. Some of the things that I saw is that there's like some fantasy elements involved. Like there's some magic, some like Hogwarts style stuff going on, which I'm interested in. Yeah, I just saw some clips of like it's a campus, but like I think there's some kids doing some sorcery on the side. But yeah, super interested. I actually have it downloading on my Switch right now.
Cool.
I have not started it yet though. Definitely will talk about it later when I start.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear like once you're playing it on Switch because it seems like the kind of game that wouldn't. So did you play Hospital on your Switch or did you play that on PC?
Yeah. So I actually
does it work okay on a console?
I have not tried it on console. Actually.
Okay, got it.
It seemed to me like I have I don't know if this is just how my brain works, but I have a certain type of game I like to play on my Switch. And so and that usually is this sort of game like Stardew, Animal Crossing, like that type of thing. Little Nightmares I like to play on my Switch. That's kind of a little bit different than a management game, but that sort of thing. It's just like, I don't know how to explain, but like I get a Switch vibe from a game and I'm like, I want to play that on Switch. Like Cult of the Lamb, I probably will play on my Switch. And that's really because I just don't use it that often. So when I have a game that I feel like I'll enjoy more on that, I will play it on that. So I don't know, actually. I'll have to see.
Because it seems very like mouse driven. It seems like the kind of game like a Sims or a Sim City. Like it seems like it calls for a mouse. So I'm interested to hear once you start playing it.
I will say 2 Point Hospital was very user-friendly on the Switch. Okay. There wasn't really a situation that happened where I felt like, oh, this would be better if I was playing on console or PC. So,
well, good. Yeah. Fantastic. Anyone else on today's panel interested in 2 Point Campus?
I don't know. The characters remind me of like Wallace and Gromit. Am I onto something?
Good pull. Yeah.
Yeah. Claymation, baby.
Cool. I do like that.
Right.
That's all I know about that game.
Yeah, I've not played a lot of sim management games, so it's on Xbox Game Pass. So I'll probably give it a shake on the Xbox, but we'll see.
Look, I can barely manage my own life, much less manage an entire hospital and/or university.
See, I think that's why I like it so much, because it makes me feel like I'm in control.
Sure,
that's fair.
Sure.
That's fair.
I mean, you are playing a game right now where you are the Grim Reaper choosing who dies, so that's
That actually sounds
You
dope,
see the
though.
connection here?
Oh,
It's
for
really fun. It was like $1 on the
I believe
eShop
it.
when I bought it.
Yeah,
so.
you've convinced me to play it. Something that doesn't need to be convinced to be played for me is Mario Kart 8 because I'm already re-obsessed. But there is some fun there was some data mining happening. There was some sleuths out there that pulled some stuff. So we might know what's coming next for Mario Kart 8 after the most recent wave that just came out last Thursday. So I'm pulling from Jordan Midler at VGC. Placeholder music files found in the latest Mario Kart 8 Deluxe update may have revealed some of the circuits coming to the game of the future. As discovered by YouTube user Record Reader and posted to YouTube by BL, it appears that several prefetch files were added to the game, which correspond to music tracks from classic Mario Kart games. These prefetch files contain the first few seconds of a piece of music. They're designed to start the music quickly while the actual full song loads in the background. Game developers, they're smart. While the full music tracks that correspond with the prefetch files don't appear to be present in the new update, the prefetch files have provided enough of each song to let Mario Kart fans figure out which circuits they relate to. Based on the prefetch files, the following tracks appear to be coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as future DLC. So there's 15 of them. We have London Loop from Mario Kart Tour. We have Peach Gardens from DS. Boo Lake / Broken Pier from Game Boy Advance. Rock Mountain from 3DS. Berlin Byways from Mario Kart Tour. Waluigi Stadium / Wario Coliseum from GameCube. Those are two different courses, I thought. Merry Mountain from Mario Kart Tour. Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe they combined them together.
Oh, sure, maybe. Rainbow Road from 3DS. Amsterdam Drift from Tour. Singapore Speedway from Tour. Los Angeles Laps from Tour. Bangkok Rush from Tour. Vancouver Velocity from Tour. And then Sunset Wilds from Game Boy Advance and Maple Treeway from the Wii version. It's unclear when these circuits will be released and which wave of DLC they will appear in. However, a previous data mine uncovered the retro prefixes for future circuits, and based on these, the most likely outcome is that the first 8 tracks listed above will be in Wave 3, since the prefixes match. So my question to you all. First of all, do any of these excite you? I've never really played Mario Kart Tour, so all of those are basically new tracks to me. So that's exciting. But are there any of these ones that are potentially coming that particularly excite you? Cayman, I turn to you.
Yeah, I'm excited for Maple Treeway. That was one of my favorites on the Wii version, and I'm also a huge fan of Waluigi Stadium and Wario Coliseum. I love my Wario, my Waluigi, my dirty boys. I love those guys. But yeah, no, I mean, look, it's Mario Kart. I don't really care what you throw at me. Just keep things coming. I want more characters. I think I've said that last week. Just want more characters.
Sure.
But what I will say is what I do want is for there to be like a Grand Champions Cup that is just nothing but every single Rainbow Road course.
Ooh.
In one cup. Just fucking do us dirty. Give us the hardest one.
Tear us apart.
Friends, get our friends together and then just go off on a whole cup of Rainbow Roads. Really test our mettle. That's what I want.
I love that idea. Today I played a little bit of the N64 one on the Switch, and I played the Rainbow Road on N64. First of all, I forgot how fucking long that course is.
Yeah,
each lap is like 3 minutes. And I forgot also how hard it is. I would love that. Kayla, Jerica, do any of these, Kayla, I know you're big on Mario Kart. Jerica, I'm not sure of your history with the franchise, but do any of these speak to you, or is any of this exciting for you?
Peach Gardens.
Yeah?
No, I don't know what any of them look like, so I have to say no. I apologize.
No, please.
If I was going to guess, whatever Kayla said.
Great.
I like her taste.
I've also, speaking of, I had mentioned I'd never played Tour. I've never played any of the handhelds either because I never had a DS. So those are also basically new courses for me. So there's a lot of new stuff here for me. So that is exciting.
Cool.
Mario Kart on the DS is probably one of the
top
best
tier,
Mario Karts.
S tier,
Yeah?
S tier.
It's fucking incredible.
That's what I played a lot of mine on. I will say also in this last release, because the last tracks released fairly soon, like not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it was like Thursday of last week.
Yeah, so Waluigi Pinball,
Mm-hmm.
love Waluigi Pinball. That's a really good one from this last release. But
Yeah,
Peach
I had
Gardens,
never played that one, so love that one.
Mm-hmm.
So Peach
Yes,
Gardens,
it's not
is it like a what's cool about it? Just that it's in the garden.
I don't know. I just think it's cute.
Sure.
I remember this one, so I looked it up to make sure I remembered it correctly, and most of my time with Mario Kart was also on my DS or my GameCube.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time on that. So this map from the DS I remember pretty distinctly. And it's just like, it's Peach themed. I really like there's some cool buildings that you go through. But I do think like Wally G Pinball was definitely my favorite from this last release because it's pretty unique. Like you're literally in a pinball machine. And so I did also remember that one I think that one's from DS.
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely one of the handhelds because I'd never played it. Yeah, I want them to do more of the unique ones like that. Or like Daisy's Cruiser from the GameCube version where like the whole thing is on a cruise ship. Like I like that kind of thing where like the theme is very entrenched in what the course is. But yeah, give me more Mario Kart any day of the week and I'm a happy boy. So
one thing that I do want, and came in if you've played it on DS, do you remember Cheap Cheap Beach?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I want Cheap Cheap Beach, or is that in there already? I don't
so
think
Cheap Cheap Beach actually is on Mario Kart 8. Yeah. Because I played it today actually, but on that same thread, Koopa Troopa Beach, they probably just don't want too many beaches from the 64 version. Like I would love that one, but yeah, Cheap Cheap Beach, it's a son of a bitch.
I guess I've never played
it's
that.
fun though. Yeah, it's on it's on one of the first couple ones from like when it first released, I think.
Okay, I missed that one.
Yeah. So yeah, Mario Kart 8. Hopefully, some of this, if not all of this, is true because for me, it's a lot of new shit. So let's talk MultiVersus.
Okay.
Because this is about to get weird. Because there's some of these characters coming to this game is insane. So I'm pulling from Sean Martin at PC Gamer. For those of you who might not be aware, MultiVersus, it's like a Smash clone, Super Smash Bros. Clone. And it pulls from characters from the WB universe. So that's Cartoon Network, that's HBO, and everything that they own. And so the current roster is Arya from Game of Thrones, Batman, Bugs Bunny, Harley Quinn, the Iron Giant, Jake the dog from Adventure Time, LeBron James from Space Jam 2, Rain Dog, Shaggy, Finn from Adventure Time, Garnet, Steven Universe, Superman, Tasmanian Devil, Tom and Jerry, Velma, and Wonder Woman. And then the only other confirmed characters so far are Rick and Morty from Rick and Morty. But similar to our previous story, there's been a lot of data mining happening, a lot of leaks. Some things on Twitter have also come out. So this list has been compiled by Jordan at VGC about potential characters upcoming. So I want to hear your thoughts on these because they're kind of insane. So some easy ones, the Joker, Robin, and Poison Ivy from the Batman animated series.
Of course.
That makes sense. Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones makes sense. The Hound from Game of Thrones makes sense. Fred Flintstone from the Flintstones. Gandalf and Legolas from the Lord of the Rings. The Wicked Witch of the West from the Wizard of Oz. 11 from Stranger Things. Godzilla, King Kong, Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Raven from Teen Titans, Static Shock, Marvin the Martian, Daffy Duck, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Kayla, Johnny Bravo, previously mentioned, Neo from The Matrix, Gizmo from Gremlins, Samurai Jack, Ted Lasso.
What?
The Powerpuff Girls, Ben 10, Black Adam, Emmett from the Lego Movie, Nubia from Wonder Woman, and Mad Max. I don't know which.
Interesting.
Mad Max, but this.
What would Ted Lasso's attack be?
I know, right? Like Ted Lasso is a standout for me. Like
Power positivity.
Right? I mean, I will say, so MultiVersus, since I don't play Smash, this might be something that characters in Smash do, but Tom and Jerry in MultiVersus is so interesting and cool and kind of genius to me. So the premise of their characters, since it's a duo, the whole thing is Tom is just trying to catch and hit Jerry, but he always misses. And so you as the other players just get hit in the crossfire of him trying to get
Oh, that's pretty fun.
Which is so fun. And so like
cool.
there a few characters have like really unique things like that. Like Bugs Bunny, a lot of his stuff is like how he does in the cartoon. Like he'll just like summon these things like an anvil to fall from the sky or whatever. So some of these, while they are kind of insane, like Gizmo from Gremlins or even Ted Lasso.
Yeah, like what is he doing?
I really hope that a lot of this is true because I'm certain that the creativity that they have, or like the Wicked Witch of the West, It sounds really cool, but are there any standouts from this list from y'all? Because it is insane.
I love Game of Thrones, so all the Game of Thrones ones I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But there are a couple not on this list
Yes.
that we'll get into later that I really want to be. I'm a big Adventure Time fan.
Let's jump in.
Love Adventure Time.
Who do you want?
I want Marceline. I want Flame Princess. I want Lemon Grab, because how fun would it be for him just to be screaming at you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ice King. Another show I would love is Regular Show. So I would love Mordecai and Rigby. Did you guys ever watch Regular Show?
I don't know that I know Regular Show.
Oh, so it's similar to Adventure Times, Cartoon Network.
Oh, I recognize it.
Did not have as long of a run. It's like I forget what he is, really some sort of bird. But both of those shows kind of in the same vein, similar. But I love Adventure Time, so I want all the Adventure Time characters for sure. I've not played this game though, but it is intriguing to me, and this is why I don't really like fighting games normally, because I feel like it's the reason why I normally don't like them is because there's not really a super diverse outcome. Like it's either you win, you lose, or that sort of thing. But from what I understand, you can get character improvements in this game. Is that right? Like you level up your characters. I like that kind of progression system. I think that's cool. I did play, the only other fighting game I played and that I enjoyed was like the Injustice games. I like those. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have as far as experience.
Yeah, I love the idea of bringing more Adventure Time characters. My favorite Adventure Time character is BMO.
Yes, I didn't even think about him.
But like with BMO is kind of already in the game because Finn, one of his special moves, his down special is he like opens up this store and like based on how many coins he's accrued, he can unlock one of three things, and the most expensive one is BMO. I don't really understand still, even though I've been playing most as Finn, I don't understand what BMO does.
Yeah,
I'm thinking since BMO is already with Finn, probably not going to see BMO as
that's a good point.
Character. But Jerica, what about you? Any standouts or any characters that you hope to see that aren't on this list?
So far, the roster is so diverse, and to be honest, I don't know where this could come from. I don't know where to pull from.
Sure.
I don't know where everything's. I know WB, but I'm like,
they own so much.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I feel like I can just like think of something random and it could be in there. Like I don't know.
The main
Cheeto's cat, like the cheetah.
Ooh,
could he be in it?
Cheeto
I don't know.
Cheetah?
But,
I would love that.
I would like for that guy to come back. He used to be in a lot of games.
Can you imagine if they bring in all the foods too, like Tony the Tiger?
Pepsi Man.
I loved all the food games when I was little, like on my Sega. They were so cool.
Yeah. So, but basically, it's the main ones are Cartoon Network and HBO. But then there's more than that. Like if we use the HBO Max app, like are Miyazaki characters fair game? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, since Last of Us coming to HBO, is there any gray area there? Could we see?
I mean, I would think so.
Ellie or Joel showing up?
That would be dope. That would be dope.
That would be dope.
Cayman.
So that's Jerica's pick for sure.
I'm kind of scared to ask you this question. So I just want to quickly say there was at one point on Twitter there was fan art. So I don't think this will actually happen, but there was fan art of Walter White and Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, and I just think that would be kind of insane. And then also Tony Soprano. Come on.
Oh yeah,
give him some prosciutto, some
of course.
Yeah,
a gabagool,
the little gabagool. Yeah, that'd be amazing. And then Animaniacs have to be coming. I'm surprised they are.
Yeah.
There's no world in which we don't get Animaniacs in this game, so I think that's probably an easy one. But Cayman, break all our hearts with whatever you've come to the show.
What are you talking about? I've got perfect.
Not break our hearts, scare us.
Okay, good. I'll start with the scary one then. Reagan from The Exorcist is owned by WB.
Sure.
And I'm thinking just pea soup vomit is like the special. It just would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Also, your head can spin, so you can pretty much like attack at any point from any angle. You don't have to turn. Just your head just goes. You can do whatever. My next one is Free Willy. It just
takes up half the screen.
It just lays there.
Yeah.
It just lays there.
It just lays there. Look, it's a beached whale, guys. Okay, what do you expect it's gonna do?
Sure.
Maybe it just is a tank, and it just every once in a while it just spurts out some water, and
all it has to do is roll over. It'll knock him off the stage.
Yeah, that you just flop back and
or out of the little hole.
Now I have that like Michael Jackson song.
And the last one I have,
song.
The last one I had on my list is Poison Ivy. No, wait, sorry, no.
The plant?
No, sorry. I was thinking of Ivy from the 1992 erotic thriller Poison Ivy, played by Drew Barrymore.
Yep.
And her special is that she tries to fuck everyone's dad.
Sure. Yeah. Hey,
Beautiful.
So
it happens.
Oh no.
It's
Ellie
happened to
better
some
watch
of
out.
us.
I think, which it's going to get worse in the next segment.
Oh boy.
Cool.
I'm scared. Some from the chat. We have this is a first time chatter that I know of. I don't recognize you, X-Arc Hammer. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. George Jetson would be cool, especially since this is his birth year. He was born a few days ago.
Yeah.
Also,
Welcome
Ted,
into the world.
Ted Lasso could send in Roy Kent to wreck and yell at everyone. That's good. Let's see. Shocked they added Neo, Mad Max, and Harry Potter characters from John. I'm specifically shocked about the Harry Potter characters.
Yeah, they could do more with that for sure.
Yeah.
Hagrid coming in there.
The Hangover is also WB. We could get the characters from The Hangover. That is true. I want to see more. I want to see more HBO characters. Give me Logan Roy from Succession. Give me Tony Soprano. All those. So to kind of merge this topic with a story from this week, it was announced, or actually it wasn't announced. It was leaked. The theme of the day is leak. It was leaked from a data miner called Andy Reloads on YouTube. Andy Reloads uncovered gameplay of an Iron Man themed and a Thanos themed armor set potentially coming to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And so I meant to pull up a picture. I'm going to pull up a picture. While I do that, does this do anything for anybody? The potential of playing as Iron Man in Valhalla?
No.
I think it's good. It's cool. It's cool.
Jerica played the newest. What's that newest Marvel game that came out? What was it called?
Marvel's Avengers
or Guardians of the Galaxy?
But she did play Guardians. What was the one that you could play as several different Marvel characters?
Marvel.
I think that was Avengers.
Yeah.
Man,
That's
that's
right. I was gonna say.
Totally
okay.
okay.
I was such a champion for that game too, because the story is really good and is entertaining for the 10 hours. And then it's oh, but no, this is a games as a service.
Cool,
and then that part sucked.
But
this looks dope. This is cool. The question is did someone add that, the arc beam? Is that a move you can do?
Yeah, the arc beam does look a little suspect.
I don't know. Here's the thing with Assassin's Creed right now for me. It is the one game that I've not uninstalled for my PlayStation 5.
Okay.
It's the one game that's been there the longest, and I have not touched it since, but I cannot uninstall it because there's so much DLC for it.
Yeah.
This is just one of those things. When I said no without any excitement, I didn't mean to be a hater on it. I'm just I don't know when I'm going to get back to this game. There's so much stuff.
You played a lot though, didn't you?
I did. I went back and played a little DLC when they had Cassandra from
cool.
Oh yeah.
I forgot that
Origins?
other time.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Odyssey. Because I wanted to see how those two ladies interacted. That was, that's just part of me being into lesbians and games, which
sure.
that was cool to see.
Yeah.
Other than that, I might eventually get back to it and try out this suit if this is what I could do with it.
Sure.
This looks cool.
Yeah, I don't want to be the dissenting opinion per se, but it's kind of gross to me a little bit. Why? What is? I understand that Assassin's Creed it's all made up, right? You go into the Animus and it can kind of be whatever, but Iron Man, really? Thanos? This screams cash grab to me. This screams Ubisoft wants some Keisha Lusky and they got it with Iron Man.
That's fair.
But it's probably going to be fun. I just I don't know. It with the trajectory that Ubisoft has been on recently, this is just another red flag for me, but it's probably objectively going to be very fun.
I guess, is it just going to be flair, or from this picture, it looks like there's definitely abilities involved.
Yeah. And since it's technically not been unveiled, we don't know, but
yeah. Interesting. I'm interested. I actually haven't played this game.
It's good. It's big. It's very big. Cayman, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I really don't. it just still goes back to that point of like, what the fuck is going on at Ubisoft right now?
Yeah.
And like, if this is all you have to muster, like, man, you guys are in a shit place. Also, is Disney about to buy you? Because Tencent is making a push.
Yeah.
And I would not be shocked if Disney just throws out Disney money and it's like, no. We want an in-house studio.
Could be.
We're buying Ubisoft. I would not mark this like 6 months from now. This Disney announces they bought Ubisoft. I'll shit my pants because they're already making an Avatar game. So it's like they already got ties with Disney. Like honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if that actually happens.
That's true.
You brought up the Patrick, like games that we want to see like IP merges from.
Yeah.
And so I had a long think over it.
Okay.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but Dead by Daylight just released a dating sim.
No.
You can date the monsters. It's only on Steam.
I'm scared.
I got thinking, and I was like, what about a Super Mario World dating sim? Okay.
Oh, I'm sold.
So hear me out, right?
Okay.
You can date the women, or you can date the boys.
Okay.
You can get a little stroke of Luigi's mustache.
Oh boy. He said stroke and I got scared.
Or you can find out what's inside of Birdo's hole. And let me tell you guys, there's something lurking in that thing. I don't know what's in there, and I don't know what you want to put in there, but it's just a dating sim. You're gonna find out at the end. That's the grand prize.
I feel violated. I feel disrespected on behalf of Birdo.
Oh no, yeah. I'm always if there's a hole, I'll put something in it. I try.
Hey.
Me and Jerica had a whole conversation on our podcast once about like what is Mario? Like we had to phone a friend.
Like sexually? Is like
No. What was it, Jerica?
Oh, we don't know.
The question?
Is he a human? Because he's like a New Donk City, and like he's standing next to a human, like a normal sized human, and he's sort of, is he?
Whoa! Fuck.
Is he human or?
Okay, this whole episode just got derailed. Whatever the next topic is done because this can't
Mario?
go away.
It's just weird.
What is Mario?
Seeing him stand next to this woman.
I mean, then again, if you put fucking Tony Soprano next to another human being, he doesn't look like a human.
True, you're not wrong. So maybe I'm just being rude. Maybe I'm just being rude.
I don't.
But he does have odd proportions. I haven't seen a human look like Mario.
I mean,
I don't think if they're look at him. Look up at the humans.
Cookies.
But then again, those might not even be humans. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're bringing up this is
whoa.
Philosophy.
I feel like
genuinely having a moment right now.
We just entered into a Christopher Nolan film. Like this is it.
Mm-hmm. Next topic of the next collab we do together is like, what is Mario?
What is Mario?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
A deep dissection.
I'm so moved right now.
Okay, so now the question is can you date it?
Yeah.
Because we've addressed that Mario's not a human being. So could you date Mario? Like, is that against the laws?
No. When he's in New Donk City, it does look like he does enjoy being around the other humans. So, I mean, there's definitely an attraction there. I don't know about you guys, but my Mario is just always looking up at him. Like,
when you say attraction, are you talking like physical attraction or he's a zoo attraction?
Both.
Simultaneously.
It's reminiscent of Howard the Duck.
Yeah, very similar. Similar situation. Yep.
He doesn't belong here.
Or there.
Was there any other features?
Could you just imagine you guys are just at work one day, you're just doing your jobs, everything's normal, and then some fucking creature walks in, you're like, Mario?
A realistic looking Mario just comes in with, the whole getup. Like, what do you do? I don't know to hug or say it's cute. It's sort of cute. So
I just immediately just try to kiss him? I don't know.
To tie it into when y'all were on our podcast, Chris Pratt, what's he gonna look like? Is it gonna be like? Who knows? Is it going to be Chris Pratt with a mustache? Is it going to be like, what's it going to be? Like,
I do love the idea if they just cut out him and just make him small to be Mario.
Yeah.
Have you guys caught up on What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
Okay, so like baby Colin Robinson. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
imagine
Oh,
the
no.
Super Mario movie is going to be. It's like Chris Pratt's face on this grotesque, lumpy creature.
God. Oh boy. Well,
I'm
I'm
scared.
gonna have
Somebody clip that.
nightmares for weeks. Thank you, Jerica.
Mhm.
Thank you, Cayman. Let's bring it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's a little Twitter trend going around where people would go like year by year, going backwards what their favorite games were of each year. So I wanted to bring it to the show, to the panel, to talk about and see, go back as far as we want to go. What was our favorite game of each year going backwards? So I figure what we can do, let's rely on the clock. Let's go clockwise. So Cayman, you're going to start us off each time.
Okay.
And we're going to go Cayman, Kayla, me, Jerica. So let's start us off with this year. What is your current 2022 game of the year?
I'm going to go with Elden Ring.
Okay.
There's honestly, like, it's one of those games. I don't know. Like, I'm still sitting here. I played that back on launch, and I'm still sitting here like I haven't played a game yet this year that has scratched that weird ass itch for me. And I refuse to touch any other Souls games because I know they're very different than this. So I like refuse to go back and try them out and see if that works for me. But yeah, I'm going to go with Elden Ring. I like the hype was real. The game is really fucking good. And I at this point, I think the only thing that's going to potentially take it out from game of the year for me is God of War. And
Sure.
that's a really high bar right now. So I'm going with Elden Ring.
Elden Ring it is. Kayla?
Okay, so I did not have a pick for this one because I feel like I haven't played a lot of games that have released this year yet.
Sure, that's fair.
I really am enjoying Stray. I really love Stray, but I will also say something else that like it would be a disgrace if I didn't, mention with my hype for this. I don't know if it really lived up to my complete hype, but I was so excited and happy for this that it has to be at least in the running for my game of the year. Like in pending area is the Mario Strikers Battle League that came to Switch.
Yeah.
I love Mario Strikers, so it's got to be up there for me, but I'm still really undecided on my game for this year.
Yeah.
I want to play a couple more. So another game that I tried but haven't finished that came out this year was Tunic. I really enjoyed Tunic. But I haven't finished it yet. So I can't fully commit to that yet, but I've really enjoyed that one as well. So.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of neck and neck between Stray and Horizon Forbidden West. But I also, to echo Cayman, I fully expect, unless God of War just goes completely off the rails, I expect it to be God of War when that comes out. But we'll see. How about you, Jerica?
I'm in a similar boat, but I feel like it's probably going to end up being God of War, but I am so excited for Cult of the Lamb. That's the one I've just been I can't quit looking at it. I played a little bit of the demo and I didn't have to complete it. I was like, I'm sold. But so far, if I'm going to put one on the board that's been out this year, that came out this year, it's got to be Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
So I put the most hours in that. Well, I guess Destiny counts, but I don't like to put Destiny there. Destiny comes out every year.
Right.
Witch Queen was a good expansion, though. So far, that's probably my favorite Destiny expansion. It was legit.
Okay. I've actually never played Destiny. Cayman, once upon a time, was a big Destiny boy. But speaking of Cayman pulled together each year's Metacritic highest rated. So that's going to be our 5th edition to each year. So 2022, Cayman matches with Metacritic with Elden Ring at a 96. So you have Metacritic tastes.
It's high. It's up there.
Let's bring it back to last year, Cayman.
Last year, yeah. So for 2021, It Takes Two. I'm sorry. It Takes Two. Best game of 2021. Just, there's no question about it. The Game Awards were right.
Sure.
It's the best game. Fan of the show, Nick Swalski, texted me yesterday or the day before and was like, hey, just rolled credits with my girlfriend on It Takes Two, and I agree with you. That game is game of the year for 2021. I was like, I know Patrick didn't believe me, but
that's awesome.
It's true.
I never finished it. I enjoyed what I played of it, but it didn't keep me around enough to finish it. So unfortunately, I disagree. But
well, you suck.
I did not play that one, but Jerica played that one, right, Jerica?
Yes, work of art. Loved it.
Kayla, what about you? What do you have a game of the year for last year?
Okay, so yes, but this one was hard for me. Me and Jerica do like a yearly wrap up normally and like decide what our personal game of the year is. last year was tough for me. There was a lot of good games last year. Tie for me, but if I had to pick, because I don't want to cheat, I have to pick.
Sure.
Life is Strange: True Colors was my game of the year. Closely, like smidge, Resident Evil Village was also really high up there for me. But that's 2021 for me. It's really hard.
Yeah, Life is Strange: True Colors definitely in my top 3, like strongly in my top 3. But my favorite last year was Deathloop. I adored that game. I don't
lots of great games last year.
I know, it really was. The list for last year is like the top 5 for me are all really, really, really good games. But yeah, I couldn't get enough of Deathloop. I know Cayman, he bought it for my sake and couldn't get into it.
Dog shit.
I was so sick of seeing like trailers for it, so it actually turned me off to it. I only played it because of some of the reviews I was hearing, because I was like, I don't want to see this game. It's sucky to me. But then I played it. I agree with you. It was one of my favorite. It wasn't the best. It's not my top spot, but at least number 2 or 3. So,
what was your number 1, Jerica?
Well, this has been a dream come true because I did not play it that year, but I played it this year. So can that count? Because
absolutely.
If I would have played it in 2021, it would have been Inscription, boys and girls.
Sure.
Inscription.
Yeah.
This came to PlayStation 5 too.
Yeah, and technically it's been my game that I've played this year that I've had the most fun with. So
hell yeah.
Inscription. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I streamed that for a couple of hours a few weeks ago, and then it all fell apart. But I cannot wait to go back to playing that game because I really, really loved what I played of it.
So good.
Whenever I finish it, we should do a little spoiler discussion.
Please, no one look up anything about it. No one look up anything about it and just experience it.
For sure. For 2021's Metacritic Game of the Year, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut got a 97, which I did enjoy that game, but didn't crack the top 5 for me. But hey, that's an opinion, baby. Came in 2020, hit us.
Oh, you know what's coming, baby. Yakuza Like a Motherfucking Dragon.
Sure. I'm so shocked they got away with that title.
This game is one of the greatest games ever made. It is arguably one of the greatest games ever made. It is one of the best JRPGs ever made. I just cannot rave enough or try to convince enough people to play this game. It is so fucking good. And I feel like no one's played it because they're like, oh God, Yakuza? Like, aren't there 7 games? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, well, then do I need to start at the beginning? Absolutely not. You start at Like a Dragon. Just start it like a dragon and just fucking enjoy it. You just promise it, if you can make through the first couple hours, because it's like a JRPG, it's very exposition heavy in the first couple hours, but that's every JRPG is like that. You just have to get used to it. If you can make it through that, I can't say enough. Like, this game is, and guess what? It's currently free right now if you have a PlayStation.
Oh,
you can
yeah,
play
that's
it
right. That's right
now and get it. So please, for me, just play it. You'll love it.
If for no other reason, for Cayman.
I'll keep talking about Birdo's nose hole if you guys don't. So,
oh God, Kayla, how about you?
Okay, so wait, did we move on to 2020?
We're in 2020, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so another sad year for the world, but a really great year for games.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
So I have 2 on mine too. My number 1 has to be Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
2020. The one a little too much on the nose. Little spooky that it came out that year, but that one, but also I have to give like a honorable mention to Animal Crossing New Horizons as well.
For sure.
But if I had to pick, it would be Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, Animal Crossing, like that, I will look back on 2020's Animal Crossing craze, like when I am on my deathbed, because it was such a special, like everyone needed Animal Crossing so much when it came out. Like, perfect.
It was very timely.
100%.
Yeah. For me, it is Last of Us Part 2, which is my one of my 2 favorite games of all time. The other one being The Last of Us. So I'm a slut for The Last of Us.
We're a slut for a lot of things, but
we are too. We have a lot of content. For
Stop it. Jerica, how about you?
Yeah, another slut here for The Last of Us Part 2.
They're
in the room. But do you want to mention Doom Eternal? Was probably my runner-up. Had a lot of fun with Doom Eternal.
Cayman's a Doom boy.
I do like Doom. You're right.
For 2020, Metacritic Persona 5 Royal, which I've still not played Royal. I played OG Persona 5, but I still haven't played Royal.
Good.
I look forward to it. I want to quickly catch up. John has been sharing his in the chat. So for 2021, he said It Takes Two. So he's on your side.
Yeah, John, thank you for not being a jerk this time around.
For 2020, he said Ori and the Will of the Wisps, hands down, with story, music, and improvement in gameplay from the first game. So agree there. Really good game. How about 2019, Cayman?
2019 for me, The Division 2. Ubisoft,
sure.
what the fuck are you doing? Release Division 3 today.
Let's go, baby.
I'm done. You guys
So
know
good.
it. Division 2, incredible game.
Well, instead, you're going to be getting an Avatar game, Cayman, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah,
You're gonna sit down. You're gonna go to your room. You're gonna like it.
No,
Kayla, how about you?
So 2019 for me was definitely Control. I did not play Control in 2019. I played it last year, but if we're going by release order, definitely Control. It's a super unique experience. It's very immersive. I love the music. I love the gameplay. The Jerica, I think it was Jerica who said this, but like one of the last sequences is one of my favorite like video game sequences of all time.
So good.
And the music paired with the gameplay, I just love the like heavy metal. Oh my gosh, so good.
I similarly in 2019, Control was not my game of the year because it didn't run super great when it first came out on PS4.
Oh,
but when they released it on PS5, it runs like a dream, and so it is now become my game of the year. But back then, if you'd asked me this question 3 years ago, it would have been Resident Evil 2, like by a landslide. I love that game. I'm not usually, I like Resident Evil, but Resident Evil is never like top tier for me. I've always enjoyed the games, but something about Resident Evil 2 just like really, I feel like it kind of took it to the next level for me. And I couldn't stop playing that game that year. I played it multiple times. So that it, kind of a tie, but ultimately I would say Control for me too. How about you, Jerica?
I have to pick Death Stranding. It's only because did I have the most fun playing it? Not really.
Really?
But yeah, it's
the hype level was unreal.
The hype level was unreal, and I have to support my dude Kojima because I do love a weird game and somebody that's willing to take risks. So I love that part of it. It is one of those games that I have finished, and I shed a tear. Yeah, actually, I sort of got some of the story enough to feel sad at the end. So yeah. But I can't talk to no one about it. Did anyone else? Did any of y'all?
I finished it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But as of right now, I honestly couldn't tell you anything that happened in the story.
Exactly.
A lot of it went over.
Me neither. So I forgot a lot of it.
But I do want to play the director's cut version because I
do too.
I've heard that it adds a good bit more. So
I don't like walking in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would like walking
it's a lot
in
of
a video game.
Yeah. My biggest issue that I had with that game was I felt like it was designed first for the walking part. And then I feel like toward the end, I'm sure this is not how it was, but I felt like toward the end of the film, they were like, wait, we need some sort of combat. And they just like added in all the combat stuff. Cause that didn't vibe with me at all.
I wish it was
I never
just wanted
the
to
walking.
fight. I just wanted to run away.
Yeah. Like I found the fighting like oddly, really, really stressful. Cause I felt like I was never able to actually overcome it, but that was just me. For the critic choice of that year, Metacritic, Divinity Original Sin 2 at a 93, kind of a low score for a best game of the year, but I've never played it, so I can't comment on that game. And then John in the chat, Fallen Order, Control, Goose Game, he's mentioned a couple.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, that's up there for me. But yeah, 2019, a surprisingly strong year. But 2018 came in, take it away.
2018 for me, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Sure.
It's just a good game.
Also, above God of War.
But yeah, there was some, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I loved God of War, but there was something about the ending of Red Dead Redemption 2 that just hit so hard. Like that journey, because it was like, for me to beat the game was almost 80 hours. Yeah. In-game time for me to roll credits. And by the time I got done, like that ending, dear God, that ending just fucking gut punch.
Sure.
And so if you can elicit that level of emotion from me, like it's very rare that a video game elicits an emotion like that for me. I think off the top of my head, really the only other time I can think that I've had that was probably The Last of Us 1 and 2. It's the only time I've ever been like that emotionally invested in a situation. But man, that ending, like you spent that much time with Arthur and then he gets sick and then you have to go through, obviously no spoilers, but like you have to go through that journey with him.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I played it while having the flu. And it just made it so much more real to me.
Oh no.
And so yeah, I don't know. I think the game's beautiful. I don't like it sucks. Like it feels like Rockstar just kind of gave up on it after it came out. Like sure there was online mode, but like
It's kind of
they were like, oh,
A
this
lot of
doesn't
people are still
work.
playing online.
Yeah, but everyone they were like, oh sure, but we can also just put all of our time into the money shark cards for Grand Theft Auto 5, and we're just going to put all our time there. And honestly, I don't think we'll ever see another Red Dead game. And that really sucks because that universe is really good.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
R.I.P. Red Dead. How about you, Kayla?
Okay, so I have to like correct myself really quick
Oh, no.
because I have a
Oh,
caveat.
no.
I totally forgot that 2019 is when Apex Legends released, and that is
Oh.
my game of the year for 2019.
Okay.
Because I love Apex Legends. It was something I literally played like nonstop the year it came out. Even though like the year it came out, it wasn't necessarily. It was also like a shadow drop, like not a lot of hype
Yeah.
around
Yeah,
it.
that's right. I
Like,
remember that.
and so I was like, ooh, what is this? And so that's something I still play to this day. So I can't forget that. But Control definitely for like the story and the like, I love the like psychological suspense. Anyways, moving on. We're not talking about 2019 anymore. We're talking about 2018. But I just thought about it. I was like, wait, what year did that come out? 2018 Spider-Man for me. Spider-Man's up there. I love a good Spider-Man story. This game was really good for me. It's one that like, you know, I don't necessarily want to go back to it, but it was something that really stood out for me.
Oh, for sure.
I played God of War, but I definitely think that Spider-Man is just something that I've loved since I was a kid. So it just hit a little bit more for me. So.
2018 also a really strong year because for me it's
Yeah.
pretty close between God of War and Spider-Man.
Mhm.
But yeah, because Persona 5 originally released that year.
That's true. That's
Assassin's
true.
Creed Odyssey, I think, came out that year. Strong year. But yeah, for me, it's God of War. That's one of my top 5 of all time. So definitely that for me. How about you, Jerica?
God of War as well. Have to agree.
Boy. John in the chat, Red Dead 2 and Celeste. A little Celeste shout out.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
And then the critics were on Cayman's side, Red Dead Redemption 2 at a 97%.
I'm surprised that bit God of War. Huh.
Yeah. I think God of War is at like a 92 or something.
Yeah.
93, something like
Yeah, it's up there.
that. Yeah.
I think it was second place.
Yeah.
When I pulled.
Let's go to 2015 because we
Okay.
are running a little long.
I
and then
feel
we
like I want
came
to
out.
take a moment to mention 2017,
Okay.
Patrick.
no. Oh, we're not skipping to 2015. I'm just saying we're going to stop at 2015,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
I was
sorry.
like,
So
hold
that-
on. There's a
maybe that
big
was unclear.
release that happened in
No.
2017.
20. So let's do 17, 16, 15, and then maybe another time we can do the rest. But
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a quick correction on your point. Persona 5 released in 2017.
oh, word! I must have just played it in 2018. It was on my little
Yeah.
list. Thank you for the correction.
So I actually have a tie in 2017, and it starts with Persona 5, but it ends with Yonder Cloudcatcher Chronicles. There you go.
Whoa.
It's a whole
Excuse me?
mouthful. Yes.
I think you tweeted this one at me yesterday.
I did. It's this little indie
Mm.
game. It's this little indie game.
Okay.
It's kind of like a mix between like a 3D Stardew Valley
Ooh.
and
I'm so-
Animal Crossing. There's no combat. It's just all exploration and crafting, and you can do a lot of fishing, and it's super cute. It's cute as fuck. And it's one of those games that like no one knows. No one's ever heard of this game.
Never heard of this game in my life.
And I think that's why it's very important for me to use this platform
Yep.
to say, everybody go play Yonder Cloudcatcher
All right.
Chronicles. God knows that the studio behind it will make another game again. It's a very small studio. And so I think it's even more important to go out there and try to support them if you can. But the game is just so fucking
Ooh.
cute and
I
fun.
do love
and
the art style.
loving. Oh, and you can play it on Switch. You can play it on PC. You can play it on your PlayStation, your Xbox. You play it on all sorts of things. So,
Right.
there's no reason not to play the game. Also, there's way less of a learning curve to get into that than something like Yakuza. So this game is like no learning curve. So it's like
added that to my list for sure.
baby's first simulator.
I might be playing that very soon.
I promise you, everyone will love it. It's a beautiful game. Little cutie pie.
A little cutie. How about you, Kayla?
So for 2017, for me, I have two as well, but they're close. But Horizon Zero Dawn came out in 2017, but you also have Little Nightmares came out in 2017.
Oh yeah.
So I love Little Nightmares. That's another one. So I played. It's hard because Horizon Zero Dawn is probably like at the time, like in 2017 was my favorite. But I played Little Nightmares a year ago or two, I believe, and I just love everything about it. So it's hard to pick there. But I love both of those.
Yeah, I never played Little Nightmares. I need to play that.
Good.
That's good.
So similar to you, Kayla, at the time it was Horizon for me. I know Breath of the Wild is a lot of people's like favorite game ever, and it is up there for me. But Horizon was the standout for me. But a year later, I played What Remains of Edith Finch, and that is, I think, my favorite of that year. It's like such a unique and special game, and like the story is so powerful, and like when I had tweeted a lot of these out, I had said like, if you're grieving for any reason right now, do not play this game.
Yes, I've played it. I played it this year.
You need to be in like a strong headspace, I think, to play it, or it's just going to affect you fucking 9 times more than that if you're grieving in any way. But it's really beautiful. It's the same folks who did what's the black and white game?
Unfinished Swan.
Unfinished Swan. Yeah. The Unfinished Swan, same folks.
Who haven't played that one?
It was made by the people who made Mad World.
Stop. Not true. But yeah, and also, actually, Kayla, I would recommend, and I won't say why, I would recommend playing the Unfinished Swan before. Oh wait, you said you've played it.
I did play.
Oh, you did. Okay. If you've not played Edith Finch and you're interested, and you've not played Unfinished Swan, I would say play Unfinished Swan first. But
and if you still have a Nintendo Wii, go play Mad World after that.
Yes, correct.
I wish I still had my Wii. Dang.
I know, right? Actually, I might have mine. Jerica, what about you?
It's one of those years. Like, it's sort of cool to go back and do this because you're like, at the time, maybe because it was like closer, or the games that come out near the end of the year sometimes for me just start to stand out as like my game of the year because it's like what I recently played.
Yeah.
So it's sort of cool to look at this list because I'm thinking back of like the thing I had the most fun playing, and that's the answer I'm going to give you. I cannot remember. I'm sure it's Horizon as well.
Sure.
But I remember having the most fun playing Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Oh, sure.
Because it was like
that one.
It was like the first little update to Resident Evil, like a new new way of playing it, like first person, different sort of not universe, but they took a step away from like the characters that we've known for a little while.
Yeah.
So
have you ever played that in VR?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I really enjoy being scared.
Yeah.
So I could do it all.
I think I've said on the show.
Scary games.
I think I've said on the show before. My wife and I tried playing that in VR, and we lasted about 15 minutes.
It's intense.
Like, can't. No, this is way too much. Way too scary. For the critics that year, a game that I'm surprised none of us said. I would have expected at least one of us to say it. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild was number 1. I don't have a score though.
I've still never played it.
I enjoyed playing it.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
I played the shit out of it. I've put well over 100 hours into that game, but it just didn't make me cry like Edith Finch did. John in the chat, Hollow Knight, 2017.
Oh, yeah,
another
that's
game I
so
still
hard.
haven't played. I've started it like 6 times. And I've never made it more than 5 minutes, and it's not because it's a bad game. I just for whatever reason it just never grabs me in those first 5 minutes, and I'm like, I don't want to do something else. But I will play it. Cayman, take us to 2016.
2016, Uncharted 4. A Thief's End. I just have a lot of really strong emotions tied to this game in particular in the series, which we won't have to get into, but thank you, Patrick.
Have you seen the movie by chance?
Oh my god,
great film.
Just fucking hate you. You fucking jerk.
You should watch it, Cayman.
I'm done. Okay, we're moving on. Kayla, I'm quitting this podcast when this episode's done.
Goodbye.
If either of you are looking,
one of you want to take over from me. Podcast needs a new dump. Actually, this time it'll be a dumpster gal.
Ooh. Dumpster woman incoming. Okay. 2016, I did not realize there was so many games I loved from this year, but there were actually. But if I had to think, like, really put myself in that headspace of like what I was playing and having the most fun with, was definitely Overwatch.
Sure.
Overwatch during this year, like, it really, I could not stop. Every single day, like, I would get off work and immediately play Overwatch. Like, I was very like into, like, all of my friends were playing it and it was really enjoyable for me. But closely tied, and I realize most of my picks for this are multiplayer games, but Titanfall 2, I'm a big Titanfall fan.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 came out this year. Love Titanfall 2. But then honorable mention, but I didn't get into this until later, Stardew Valley also came out this year.
Oh, whoa, yeah.
2016. But I didn't start playing Stardew Valley until a good bit after that, so I can't really include that, I feel like, in good faith. I don't know.
I'll allow it.
But yeah, so 3 answers.
For sure. Mine is Inside.
I have that on my list.
I know Jerica has played it. I think we've talked about Inside, and I think Cayman has as well. Just like another one of these, similar to Edith Finch, just like, it's such a vibe. Like, it's very dark. It's very like, I don't think there's a single word in the game. It's just, but it's like it's a really cool, like, the way they tell the story is really cool. And if you've not played it, it's like 3 hours tops. So check it out. Jerica, what was your game of the year?
I did want to add, if you liked Inside, you're gonna love Little Nightmares for sure.
Oh, cool. Okay,
yeah.
Same vibe.
Yeah, very similar
Cool.
in terms of like just very quiet and
cool
platformy.
Spooky, scary.
A little bit. Firewatch. That was a cool game.
Oh,
cool
yeah.
Story.
Hell
Good
yeah.
pick.
Great writing, and just one of those games you didn't really expect it to be what it was. So that was cool.
True.
Yeah, there's a turn in that game that if 2016 Patrick was like, oh my God, video games.
Yeah. They're more than video games.
Yeah, it's not just Mario, that fucking alien. For the critics, again, with Cayman, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. You're such a critic shill. Cayman, you're such a little
Well, it's because smart people that know how to do this job think like me.
I don't know. John, 2016, Doom and Pokemon Go, which Pokemon Go, that is
that's
great. That was also a time.
It was a movement.
It truly was a movement.
Yes.
Yeah. If you didn't play Pokemon Go when it, like, the first 3 months it released, you didn't experience the truth of Pokemon Go. Yeah, I still play it from time to time too. 2015. Let's close it out with 2015. I wish we had more time to do the rest because I'm really enjoying this conversation. But
we could do part 2 for sure.
We could do part 2. We can continue back. 2015. Cayman, what was your game of the year? 2015.
I'm gonna round it. I'm gonna bring us home. Rocket League.
Hey.
Zoom.
Look, Rocket
zoom,
League
zoom.
is still 7 years later. Rocket League is still a really good fucking game.
It is. It is still a really good game.
I actually broke my PlayStation 5 controller. The R2 button is broken now because I played so much Rocket League. I wore the spring out.
Not from rage, just from
playing the game.
Your power of will.
Yeah. So.
How about you, Kayla?
Okay, so for me, 2015, it's gonna have to be Black Ops 3. I'm a big Black Ops fan.
Yeah.
Didn't really enjoy the most recent installment, Black Ops 4, but Black Ops 3 was a good one for me. I played a lot of that game. Definitely at the time was like top tier for me.
Is Black Ops 3, does it have a famous person in it? Is that one of the ones with a famous person?
Ronald Reagan. What? He's in Black Ops 3.
That's not what I meant, but
well.
Thank you. No, that was good. You made me laugh, Cayman. Don't do that.
I don't remember, but I can find out.
Cayman, you're so quirky.
I'm just like Zoe Deschanel, except poor.
Poor man's.
I can't find out if it has a famous person in it, but I play the shit out of that game.
Sure.
I cannot.
Is it like the multiplayer for you, or is it the story, or both?
Both. So the original Black Ops is one of my favorite games. Purely for the story, and then like the revolution of like zombie multiplayer in my life.
Sure.
But also I really enjoyed the multiplayer in Black Ops 3. It was one of the first games that like I felt like I was actually good at the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hallelujah, I can like be good at a multiplayer game and show off.
I can dig that.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
play Black Ops 3. I don't think. I used to play all the Call
Good
of
one.
Duties, and then at some point I was just like, I'm not playing them anymore.
Yeah, they taper off. There's a line in the sand, I feel like, and I think Black Ops 3 was the end of the line in the sand,
Sure.
like the good and the bad. However, I did enjoy Cold War. I did play Cold War.
Okay.
When it came out. The story was interesting. I didn't really play the multiplayer in that one, but I liked the story of that one, actually.
You might be the first person that's ever said they enjoyed the Cold War, but hey, everyone has their own opinion.
Everyone has their thing.
For me, it was Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. This was a game for me that, I think the story by the end of it, not great. Like it's okay. Like it kind of, and like I really missed David Hayter being Snake. I didn't love Kiefer as Snake, but the gameplay of that game is like untouchable. It's still like, if you just ask me like what is the most fun game to play, that's probably like top 3 for me. It's the gameplay loop of that game. I just spit everywhere. The gameplay loop of that game is so fun. I played that game for well over 100 hours. I couldn't stop back then. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 for me. I hope we get more of it someday. Even if it's not a Metal Gear game, just like build that kind of a game again, please. Because it's probably not going to be Hideo. It's not going to be Kojima-san, but let us pray. Jerica, how about you?
Son?
What'd you say?
Chris Son? What about
Chris Son? Maybe. Chris Paul-san?
This one was tough, but I have to say, I guess 2015, that was the year that Life is Strange came out. So,
yep.
And I remember playing that then. I didn't know that was 2015, but here we are. So definitely that, and like runner up is definitely Ori. That's everything. I've gotten a little through the second one, but the first game, it was like the first like hard game like that I could actually play, and I got sort of good at it.
Yeah. Similar to Kayla, like I didn't play Metal Gear that year. I actually played it the next year, 2016. But in 2015, Ni no Kuni is the game I played, which had come out a few years prior. But so yes, like I was like, I couldn't stop playing that game that year. But in terms of the critics, 2015 was on my side this time. I think for the first time, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain at 95. Technically, the GTA 5 PC release was number 1, but
it also
The never-ending story.
GTA 5, the PS4 release, was number 1 in 2014, and Grand Theft Auto 5, the PS3 release, was number 1 in 2013.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Come on.
Oh my god.
And then so to close this out, John, 2015, Ori and the Blind Forest, Undertale, Witcher 3, and Crypt of the Necrodancer. I forgot Witcher 3 was 2015.
Yeah.
That'd be up there for me too. A very good year. So I know we've been going for an hour and a half. Probably our longest show to date, but it's been a banger, in my opinion.
Nice.
I want to close out the show with the cauldron question.
Oh,
Because when we were on your episode, on your podcast, you asked us and we said that we would ask you on ours. We're going to close this out. We're going to update the calendar next week. We'll combine this week and next week. So this is how we're going to close the show. So Jerica, you might not have known this was happening. So I'll give you some time. So let's start with Kayla, since Kayla did know this was happening. I forgot to mention.
Yes. Okay, so
actually, time out again. So the cauldron question, for those of you who might not have listened to the last episode, it's essentially if there was, a witch or a wizard, a black wizard, black witch, not racially, black magic. I just want to be clear.
Thank you for the clarification, Patrick. Yeah. I was very concerned there for a minute.
I just wanted to let's be very clear here. And they were to summon you using a cauldron with their black magic. What would be the 5 ingredients used in this little potion situation, in this little brew that would summon you to the place? As Jerica looks around her room for inspiration.
Okay. I'm kind of making some last minute edits to mine.
Hey, I get it.
Okay. So when I think of this question, I think of like, what makes up like the essence of me? You know what I mean?
Sure.
And we can go back and we can be current at the same time. So definitely have to include, and you can crumble them up if you want to make it more like palatable for the cauldron, the recipe, if you will. chips and salsa from your local Mexican restaurant. It can be any, really.
Okay.
Definitely, if we had to pick, it would be a local place near us.
Sure.
But chips and salsa, got to go with that.
I dig it.
Next one, we have to throw in a little splash of red wine. Gotta be, just a little bit, stir it in there. We'll really, with the salsa and red wine combo, we're going to be looking like some blood in there, it's a little creepy. Oh God, it gets really difficult. Okay. Specifically purple GameCube. The royal purple GameCube is my favorite console of all time. Put that in there.
Great answer.
Crunch it up. Swirl it around. I struggle to find a specific game to put in, but
Stardew, right?
It has to be Stardew. It's got to be in there. It's got to be like original copy. Like put it in there. Maybe.
Have you played the board game?
No, I have not. I've not played the board game, but I want to. I haven't. It's hard to find. I feel like.
Yeah.
So got to put Stardew in there because it really captures the essence of my love for sim games. And I think you'll just have to know like to get me into summon, like there'll have to be a shooter game somewhere in there because that's also what I really enjoy.
Sure.
But for my last one, I really love reading, so I've got to put a battered, torn, worn Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone in there.
Okay.
I gotta put that in there.
Sorcerer's Stone. First
First print.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to put that in there. And I think you would get me out of that.
Yeah. No, that's a nice little eclectic mix there. I can get down with that. More diverse than my answer, which is mostly just various foods. And
I could have done that one.
Jerica, how about you? Are you ready to be summoned?
Yes. Definitely a pair of Jordan 1s.
Sure.
Could be any color.
Okay. Do you have a favorite pair though?
That obviously there's, the Off-White brand if we really want to. I do collect sneakers. I would love to have an Off-White Jordan 1, the Chicago's, but that's like a $7,000 shoe now. Couldn't get that. But my current, like out of the Jordan 1s that I own now, I have the Paris Saint-Germain. I did not say that right. I just tried to say it really fast, and it's a soccer team thing. But I do not care about the soccer over there. I just like the colors because they're pink and purple.
Sure.
And the check on the Jordan 1 is like it's the name is not coming to me, but it's shiny and almost metallic pink. It's cool.
Yeah, these are nice.
So yeah, a pair of Jordan 1s, any color you want. Throw in there, you'll get me. My Commander Shepherd costume that's made entirely out of EVA foam, and I did not make it. This lady that wasn't wearing it anymore sold it to me.
Nice.
Little bit different sizing situation, so it fits a little larger in some places.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's different.
But the boobs are protected, so good.
Gotta have them protected.
Yeah.
But that costume, the whole costume. Gotta toss it in there. A shredded chicken burrito from Taco Bell, which is now gone because they don't have shredded chicken.
Ooh, it's gonna be hard to
Very
summon.
upsetting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, gotta go search it on a quest.
Gotta shred your own chicken, I guess, somehow.
Get meat claws, okay? Just a little pro tip for you.
Invest in some meat claws.
You got to get the meat claws. If you do any sort of meat shredding, the meat claws, you have to have them as a utensil. Also, if you ever have a home invasion, things are deadly.
Whoa.
So
Wolverine.
Nice.
a little
I don't know. And then I would say one of my favorite Coheed and Cambria albums, my favorite band, in Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3, my favorite album by them.
Nice.
That's the album that you would, have to toss in there as well.
I dig it. We all know you both a little better. So
yeah.
Thanks for playing and thanks for bringing that question. That's a JK Games original, so feel free to use it at parties to get to know the people you're around. Actually, the week after we did that podcast, we were at a brewery with some people, and I was like, I have a question I want to ask everybody.
It's a good question.
It's a great question. And folks, that's our show. A tight 97, a very tight 97 minutes. But hey, I think it was well worth the time. So thanks for coming along on the ride with us. My brain is melting. If you'd like to be on the show in the chat, twitch.tv/SpotlightGamesPod. You can follow us on Twitter at SpotGamesPod. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at SpotlightGamesPod. You can follow me on Twitter at Patrick Schwag. Cayman at Kid Cayman. Kayla, Jerica, where can the good folks find you? Where can they listen to your podcast? Tell them all the things.
Go,
You
Kayla.
can find us on, thank you, Jerica. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter, JK Games Podcast. Our Twitch is also JK Games Podcast. Essentially everywhere, JK Games Podcast, TikTok, YouTube. Oh my gosh, that's stressing me out. JK Games Podcast on all platforms. Get us
Sweet.
there.
Well, this has been lovely. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you, guys.
We should definitely. Oh God, my stool just broke. Oh, that might be.
Oh no.
We should do this again. This is great. I won't keep you for nearly 2 hours next time.
Hey, that's us every time.
Sure. New episodes Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, live 8 p.m. on Tuesdays Eastern time. Have a great Have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you on the flip flop. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bring it back.